Germs, it's Joker here once again, and today isn't so much as a tutorial, it's more of a having a look at the aqua update, or aquatic update, however you want to say it, which blocks you can actually waterlog. Now, we know many of the blocks already, but these may even be some of the blocks you may not know. So, you have your standard mossy cobble and cobblestone walls, your fences. Oak fence gates, surprisingly, do actually work in the Bedrock version of Minecraft. You can actually flood them. On Java, apparently you can't do this. I was not aware of this. And you can also do it to ladders and vines. Just chuck these down. And you can also do it to item frames. But watch what happens when I do it to these. It does stop the water still. Now, I know a lot of people have been saying in the comments that signs, ladders and stuff don't stop the water flow. They do if they've been placed before your water source has been placed, and as long as you don't crouch and place. Let me just show you that they do work. Crouch, place, and you can see that the water's flowing around them and it's not affecting them at all. You can also do the same with iron bars and glass panes. Put these back in here. So, some of the ones that you might not know about are actually your flowers and stuff. Surprisingly, I'll get this leaf block and show you first. The leaf block, as you can see, is flooded. So you could do some very nice things with plants and things coming out of the water. Unfortunately, if you need to get rid of it, you do have to break it. This also works with 2-high flowers, which surprised me a lot, to be honest. You would have thought that this would have broke the plant, and I think you can do it for the top half as well. Yep, you can do it for the top half. It also works for the 1-high flowers, also your grass, your ferns, things like that. So I'll just show you. But these are all pretty standard things that we already knew about. Now, I haven't actually tried this. Now, we know sugarcane can become waterlogged. Can a cactus? And the answer is yes, it can. It does look a bit strange, but it does work for those. So you can do some very quite interesting things. Now, this is where things got me a little confused, because here are some of the redstone components, and I am going to take all of these out of here now to show you this, because I couldn't believe this. If you have a powered piston, you can actually waterlog the head of the piston and the piston itself. But watch what happens to the piston arms waterlog block. Apparently nothing. It looks like it hasn't done anything, but if I get rid of that piston and grab the redstone block out of here and place it back, it actually removes the water source from there. And remove it again, and as you can see, it's no longer there. That also works for normal pistons as well. Let's just waterlog it to just show you. See, works. It does not destroy it if it retracts, but it will if it extends. Now, some of the other ones that you may not have known about is repeaters. Surprisingly, you can waterlog a repeater. Now, we all know that water does not go well with redstone. So this was highly surprising to me. You can also do exactly the same with comparators. But you can't do this with redstone dust, unfortunately. But it does mean that you can hide water sources within your builds. You can also do this with daylight sensors. I don't know how well they would work underwater, because it does change the light level. You can also do it with a hopper, which does give quite a nice effect up here at the top. And you can do it with buttons and levers as well. So you could essentially have a hidden button in water to get into your base. Same with levers, they also work. And if I just remove that water source, place the lever down, crouch place, and as you can see, it will. And it still works, still gives out a redstone signal. I have checked that. So they were just some of the ones that I was very surprised to see that actually do work for flooding blocks. So I decided to go on a bit of a Madden to find out what else you can flood. And surprisingly, all these items here can be flooded. And like some of them you wouldn't expect, like a banner. Anvils. Brewing stations. So don't ever crouch and place your bottles into there. Even spider webs. Now, I remember that if you use a water source, you can actually remove cobwebs. That is no longer the case. As you can see, you can now waterlog cobwebs. So, for say, if you're making a boat race track or something, you could use the cobwebs underwater to slow your opponents down. Could be a nice little mechanic for people. But the one that really surprised me was the dragon egg. It looks okay, but it is a little different. Also, you can do it with the enchanting table. And it doesn't affect the light level either when you do this, which is really quite surprising. I just thought because water, they changed the way that water works, and the light level gets less and less and less the deeper you go. Now, the others, which, like I said, I was actually surprised about, you can do this to mob spawners. Give me zombie. We will put the zombie in there. And you can actually flood the mob spawner while it's on. Can you please go away? No, go away. But we're going to break that because I don't want mobs spawning all over the place. You can also do it to beds, sea turtle eggs, rails, the end portal, flower pots. Let me just put another one down here. Now, the interesting thing about this is that you can happily sleep in the bed. But if it's waterlogged... Oops, I wasn't supposed to do that. You can't sleep in the bed if it's waterlogged. Which, unfortunately, means you can't have any underwater sleepovers. Sorry. Rails you can also do it with. Now, I was surprised about this as well, because usually rails would have broken. And it also does exactly the same. Can you please get out the way, Zombert? Go away. So if I place water... Oh, God, that didn't work. Just put it there. As you can see, it just goes straight over the top of it. But it does create like an air bubble in there. I don't know if you can see that. And again, that was something that I was not exactly expecting to happen. Yeah, you can do it with sea turtle eggs. There's not really much about that. You can do it with flower pots. You can also do it with the end portal. I don't know why you would. Unless you wanted to hide it underground. But you can't silk touch these blocks anyway. Get lost. And you can also do it with purple carpets, end rods, nether crystals, tripwire hooks, cauldrons. Now this did surprise me with cauldrons, because we all know you can put water in them. Oh, that's because I was already crouched. So there's the water. In fact, let me break that and I'll do it again. So put the water inside, and as you can see, it's very dark in there. But then you can also flood it, which I do find a little bit strange. But you can still take the water out of there and from that block. Carpets also, you can do this. So you can actually have a complete decorated house with carpets. And this one really surprised me. End crystals. And that is classed as part of the block. Now I did check this because I was so interested in it. But see, you can't place the water actually at the end crystal. You can only put it on top of the obsidian. This is going to hurt. Tripwire hooks you can also do this for. Which of course they have to go on the side of a block. And I think... Oh, and I forgot the one that I thought was really cool. You can do it to cake. Like cake, really. So now you can have a soggy cake if you would like. Anyway, let me just pop all these back and let's discuss some of the features that aren't actually in the Bedrock Edition. Now, I know this has been fixed on Java, and I'm going to need that sword. So, in the Java Edition, any mob that can sink, skeletons, zombies, things like that, will actually, and I'll show you, as you can see, he's staying below the water line. And then runs off. But a creeper does actually bob on top of the water, not like the zombie did and sank. So I'm surprised that that was even in the game. Currently, I'm aware that they have fixed the water mechanics where it gets to about 5 blocks out and then it starts slowing. This is not the case on Bedrock and never has been, thankfully, but I am aware it has been fixed. Now, over to the water columns that people have been using. What I have found is unless you have a water source for every block, they don't work. And the also issue is you can't make floating water unless you do this, and that's only to stop it flowing out, and even then, as you can see, it doesn't work. Anybody that does come up with a design to make floating water, please hit me up in the comments and let me know. Now, if I get on this video, let's say 200 likes, I will release my first episode of my Let's Play. Now, my Let's Play is going to be based on, like, the main base anyway is going to be on, like, a Batman styled type of thing. I will explain more in the episode 0. And then we'll get some real work done episode 1. But please stay tuned for it. Unfortunately, that's all I have for today. Really, it was mainly about the water mechanics. Nothing else really has changed too much. But I do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, smash that like button. And if you really enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe. But I've been Joker, and I will see you in a mini money mo. But off for now.